to remember the life and honor the death of Ronald Thomas Miscavige, coming to these towns and a chaplain of Seasons Hospice, and we had the honor of caring for Ron in the last few weeks of his life and supporting Becky in that part of her journey to the family. Becky and John, we extend our deepest condolences and are honored that you allowed us to come here. So today we come together. I'd like to read the obituary for Ron. You knew him much better and much longer than we did, and we will remember together and celebrate his life. Sunrise, January 19th, 1936, Mount Carmel, Pennsylvania. Sunset, June 28th, 2021, West Dallas, Wisconsin. Ron was raised in Mount Carmel, Pennsylvania, and imbued with the hardiness of people in the coal country, as well as their humor. As he told it, Mount Carmel was like a little Europe. Ron himself was Polish, but his neighbors were Slovaks, Irish, Italians, Germans, and a host of other ethnicities. He and his boyhood friends occasionally got into some mischief, which resulted in a couple of humorous books about his days in Mount Carmel. One called True Confessions of a Kid, and the other titled Hideouts for Midgets on the Lam. They are filled with memories from those days and available on Amazon. Ron discovered music as a youngster. His father, Anthony, could play any number of instruments and had a band that rehearsed in the family living room. He began on the trumpet and started playing professional gigs in the Mount Carmel area at the age of 13. He played professionally until his death. John joined the Marine Corps after high school, and after boot camp said he could now make himself do anything because boot camp was so tough. He wound up in the Marine band and spent the last year and a half in the Marine Corps studying music theory and harmony. He used what he learned in the Marines the rest of his life. He was extremely proud of his Marine Corps career and grateful for the care he received from the Milwaukee Veterans Administration. Ron's first marriage to Loretta Guidaro, also from Mount Carmel area, eventually floundered, but the marriage did result in 4 children who survived him. Ronnie, the twins David and Denise, and the youngest daughter, Lori, all of whom he loved deeply. Luckily for Ron, he later married a woman named Becky Bigelow, whose father is a racing legend. They created a beautiful home in West Dallas and their 2 rescue kitties, Frank and Sam. His second marriage lasted a wonderful 31 years, and he loved Becky with all his heart and soul. She was close by his side constantly until he passed. Ron is also survived by many grandchildren, nieces, and nephews, many of whom he remained in close touch with through the later years of his life. Much of Ron's adult life was involved with the Church of Scientology. He was introduced to it in 1969 and became staff in 1985. His musical background led him into the music department, composing and playing the trumpet for films and events. In 2012, he and Becky left Scientology, and in 2016, Ron published a book about his experiences in the organization called Ruthless Scientology, My Son David Miscavige and Me, which became a #1 New York Times bestseller. Ron spent much of his remaining years exposing the darker aspects of Scientology in a series of interview videos on YouTube called Life After Scientology. He was not shy about aspects of it that he abhorred, most specifically the church's policy of shunning or disconnecting from people who speak out about the church. He also created a series of lighter YouTube videos called Life Lessons and Storytime. He always did it with the humor learned from his Mount Carmel upbringing. In his later years, he also enjoyed many good times with friends, cruises, with family, and playing music gigs at every possible opportunity, with an incredible group of close friends and talented musicians. This was his true happiness in life. Ron was preceded in death by his father, Anthony V. Miscavige Sr., his mother Helen Suvalko Miscavige, a brother Anthony V. Red Miscavige Jr., and three sisters, Elsie Slovensky, Carol Miscavige, and Marcia Miscavige. Ron Miscavige lived a good long life and will be missed by many. And then you received a card today in loving memory of Ronald Thomas Miscavige. And on the back is a message from the family. His laughter. Though his laughter is gone forever, and his hand I cannot touch, I still have so many memories of the one I love so much. His memory is now my keepsake, which with I'll never part. God has him in his keeping. I have him in my heart. Sadly missed, but never forgotten. Semper Fi. From our family to yours, we wish to express our sincere appreciation for all the prayers, cards, visits, and many other acts of kindness during this very difficult time. Becky, Frank, and Sammy. And then I have a short message from Frank and Sammy. We wish to extend our apologies for not attending. We don't do well in car rides, but we appreciate your support of Ronnie and Mommy. Love, Frank and Sammy. Thank you all for coming, and now we will have our honors.
Forward, march. Column left, march. Squad, halt. Left, face. Ready, aim, fire, aim, fire, aim, fire, present, fire. Order, fire. Squad, present arms.
President of the United States, Commonwealth of America, and a great nation. Things of this flag, the President's appreciation
Order, arms. Squad, left, face. Forward, march. Column right, march.
This concludes our session.
wanted to say a few words. I know some of you are traveled from far away and need to get going, so I prepared something. I'm going to try to keep myself together here, all right? All right, is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
I don't know if I can be this close to the mic and read my notes, and I cannot speak just from memory. So first of all, I knew Ron longer than anyone here today. Right? In fact, in 17 days, I will have known him for 64 years, and I actually have known him longer than anyone else alive in my life. I've known him every day of my life. As a child, he protected me. I remember a time I was probably about 9 years old, and this bully in the neighborhood stole my bike. He came home from work. He said, "Okay, we're going to see the father of this guy." The father of the boy was a dentist. We went to the dentist's office. He marched in there and he said, "Give me back my son's bike." He was going to protect me, and he did. And I got my bike back. And I never saw that kid again, never saw him again. He protected me, yeah. I got my bike back. And another time, this is later, I was in school and I was talking with a boy and I found out another kid who was selling drugs and I said, "I'm going to report him." And he said, "Well, if you do, we're going to have you killed." And it was, I'm a kid, I was scared. My dad took me over to this boy's house who was selling the drugs, talked with his parents, and just scared the crap out of them all, and I never heard from him again either. So he protected me, yeah. Anyway, he also taught me things. Not only did he protect me, he taught me things. He taught me how to throw a football, how to catch a baseball. He taught me how to swim. He taught me the importance of exercise, and he really instilled a lifelong habit in me. And I kiddingly tell people that he brainwashed me into exercising. I feel brainwashed. I have to exercise, but it was a good thing. It's a good. I know bad brainwashing, and I know good brainwashing. And this was good brainwashing. It was a good habit. He encouraged my interest in sports, and one thing. Okay, he and I were the only father and son team I knew, and I got to put this down for this. I'm not going to do a handstand, but he taught me how to do a hand-to-hand stand. So what a hand-to-hand stand is this. He would stand up, I would get on his shoulders and kick up into a handstand on top of his hands. I was doing a hand, I don't know how he convinced me to do this. I think he saw it in the circus and thought, well, if they can do it, well, we can do it, But we did that together many times. Yeah. All right, back to my notes. He always wanted to try new things. He taught me how to shoot a gun and the importance of gun safety. But we also had some fun with it, and I particularly remember this time, which I've never been able to repeat again in my life, where he took us out. My grandmother, his mother, lived with some tall coal banks behind the house, and we got some old empty beer bottles, filled them half up with gasoline, set them up about 2 feet apart from each other, about 10 of them in a row, and lit a ring of gas around the one in the center and lit it on fire. And one by one, we picked these gas bottles of glass off, and like fireballs would go up in the air. And today you'd see, do not attempt this at home. He was a fun dad. He encouraged my interest in music. I took piano lessons. That did not take too well. I'm not a good piano. The musicians here asked me if I play anything. Not really. I have a piano that plays itself, and it plays better than I could possibly ever play. But I love music, and I love all different types of music, and I've been with my father on many different music events that he played in, and with this fine group here, and just really hearing them play today was just super special. It really is to me. He taught me the value of hard work. I remember as a kid many times saying, "Ronnie, you need to learn how to work," and as the years went by, and finally I said, "Dad, when am I going to be finished learning to work and actually working?" But he inspired an interest in me on fixing things, and I actually have become very good at fixing things. This is one thing that I've surpassed him in, because he would fix things, and sometimes, like I remember he was fixing the boiler for our heater at the house, and one time in it, high pressure boiling water shot out and burned the skin off his leg, and I was like, okay, I know not to do that, but he tried things, and he really inspired in me the willingness to fix things, and that's something I enjoy doing. Okay, he could strike up a conversation with anyone, and any of you who know him know that, and this did rub off with me a bit, and I enjoy people, I like people, I like talking with people, and sometimes some of the things I say, I'll think back, that's something my dad would say. I know that. He liked to talk on the phone. He was on the phone plan, same phone plan with me. All right, so he and Becky and my dad are on the same phone plan, and one month I thought, and I have unlimited minutes. So I looked at the phone bill one month, and there's like 6,700 minutes. And I had 300 minutes, and I think Becky had 320 minutes, and my dad had 6,000 minutes. That's 100 hours talking on the phone in 1 month, and he could do it. I cannot do that. And Verizon was definitely losing money on us, I can tell you.